Hello, friends. I'm Chi. Yeah, greetings to you all wherever you may be listening. Yes, another one has happened in Dowen College around Lekki area. Well, what's actually the thing? You know the real gist, right? Okay, you like to know? Please, by the way, subscribe, press the bell for real-time notification. This is a kind of social issue. Something really bad happened in Nigeria, though the guy is late now. Today was supposed to mark his birthday, but oh, Sylvester is gone. But we pray that justice will speak for him at the end. Well, what is it all about? Well, first of all, I'll tell you, parents, pay attention to your children, whether they're in boarding school or day school. Try to ask them questions whenever they come back from school, like try to engage them to know what they are really passing through in that school. Don't scare them. You know, when you scare your children, they won't tell you anything at all. You know, make them to be your best friend. Even promise them that when they tell you that bad thing that is happening to them, that bully guy, girl who is bullying them, then you promise to change the school for them. They will be so confident and to expose everything that they are passing through in that particular school. Because I tell you, most of our children are passing through this in school, but they are scared of even telling us because of the way we shout at them. So make them your best friend. Learn from what is happening now, especially in that country, Nigeria. Though these things happens everywhere. You see some people committing suicide even in the Western world, students committing suicide because they cannot tolerate the bullying anymore. Well, this is a case of Sylvester, right? Though the government, on its own part in Nigeria, has failed terribly. They no longer monitor schools, even the federal government colleges, the boarding houses, private. They no longer monitor like before, So people just open up schools, do whatever they want. All they want is for the money. Can you imagine this Dowen College where they take whooping millions of naira as their school fees, man? That's school for the rich, man. But what will happen then will shock you. So now we used to know that boarding school is where they put like some stubborn kids, those one who are very, very stubborn. And most of these children now in these most expensive boarding schools are from rich people. Even primary schools now, you see rich people, you see whooping 500,000 naira school fees, 1 million naira school fees. Wow, for the rich, right? Okay, this is not to say that bullying or harassment or threat of life doesn't happen in private, so all low class schools too. It happens everywhere in all schools. That's why you need to pay attention to your children. Ask them questions. Do not be carried away by your jobs. Parents, do not be carried away by your jobs. Saying I'm busy, I'm busy. You just neglect your children, just allow them to do their assignment, go to bed. When you tell them go to school, they're always scared. Even sometimes you see them failing in their classes, failing their exams because why they can't concentrate when they remember that bully, especially even the teachers too, even bully them, harass them sexually. If you have a female daughter in the boarding school, if you know what is happening now, you'll be so scared. Most of girls go to boarding school and they got this virgin there, even by their fellow girls, even by the male or female teachers there. Using dangerous objects on them, even fingering them. So that's why you have to pay attention. Now, this Sylvester guy is now late. Well, what will happen will shock you because this was done by his own fellow students in that same school. But I wonder why he couldn't even relate to his brothers or sisters in that same school with him. He's just 12 years old, about to clock 13, but now he lost his life after these guys came into his dormitory and then first beat him up mercilessly. I'm telling you, beat him up, marched on him, stepped on him. At the end of the day, they brought out this chemical and gave to him to drink. This guy, out of fear, he drank it. What can he do? Nobody was there to help him. Then you ask him, what about the dormitory prefect? What about the class? The head teacher, that one that used to guard the dormitories. House prefect, all those names, in the those who live in the boarding school will know all about all these names I'm talking about. So now, they also threatened other guys who were in the room because this guy only went there to lie down like other students who were there. They came in, these bad egg students, bad spoiled child, man, children of some billionaires who don't even take care of their children very well, at least, or even check their kind of character they are growing up in their home. These kind of guys could end up growing up and be in the society. Maybe they could join the police or the army or be in government and still be doing their nonsense terrorism because they start from small like this and they come into the public system and corrupt the whole thing. So now, these guys, after beating this guy mercilessly, threatening other students that if they should ask, they should say that he played ball, he went for football, he fell, he injured, blah, blah. You know, send them all out, gave this guy this chemical to drink from there. That is the beginning of the horror. This guy started reacting. But now, this is it. They called the parents to tell them that, hey, your child is terribly sick, blah, blah, blah. The parents failed in this aspect because They could have rushed to the school and not is wrong with their child, but they just like they told one of their son, like, hey, go and check what is wrong with your brother. Can you imagine negligence? They were just pursuing money. Money is not everything. Sometimes pay attention, check out for details from your children. Though this guy used to complain to his parents that look at what is happening, they used to bully him, this, that, they take all his food stuff, they did not still pay attention. Though they reported to the counselor, the guide, whatever counselor in that school who read only education and computer science, they should have employed a professional counselor in that school even a psychology too, who would look into the details, physical things, emotional things, futures in these students, and know who is passing through stress, depression, threats, bullying. They should, employ a professional. That's what is lacking in that country, putting people who are not qualified to be in a position, to be in that position. That's why things continue to go wrong. So this boy went to see his brother, who they said was sick, finally discovered that he was terribly sick. Could you imagine? They brought him back home to do what? They brought him back home. The parents were like, they couldn't sleep. All his body was pain. Definitely, they could have broken all his ribs, even the matched on his chest. This guy, bones everywhere, like broken, man. This guy was in pain. I even pitied him. I can't even put that kind of video here because if you watch it yourself, you may end up crying all your days out. But you can go and check in YouTube, Sylvester, Dowen College, and you can see the videos there. For me, I would not like to put those videos here. It's so crazy, man. It's pitiable, heartbroken kind of video. I'm telling you, this guy couldn't even breathe that much, all through in pain. The parents were like, all through the night they couldn't sleep. How can you sleep? You should have taken this child to the hospital. You are very rich. You can even fly this guy abroad. Arrange for emergency trip abroad to give him proper medication, like flush his system. At least even giving him the local things we used to know that could quench some kind of poisonous, toxic things, like, a lot of coconut water or even red oil, those kind of things, first aid kind of thing, to at least to neutralize the toxic in his blood already. This is already circulating in him, and they're saying they couldn't sleep, they could rush him to the toilet, bring him back, take him, he wants to use himself, they take what, this guy is in pain, he needs first aid, good hospital, international hospital are there in Lagos, or can even fly them to the one in Port Harcourt to Abuja. They have jets that could have flown him. You are very rich, Mr. Man. Okay, you failed there, right? Also, the school where you pay millions, who, they used to have this health card. When you bring your child to boarding school, they say, fill it. You have to pay for the health card, something, so that whatever happens, they take your child. Why didn't the school rush this guy to the hospital at least? Things could have been discovered in time or flush out all the toxic from him. This guy could have made it, but negligence from the school, also from the parents, even the brother who saw what he saw, could have alerted the parents and said, this is very critical. This guy couldn't even move body. Everywhere is pain. But the brother also brought him back home. But why didn't this 12-year-old guy, Sylvester, tell his brothers that this is what is passing through? Though maybe the brother too was scared of these top bully guys. I heard that even one of the top head bully guy has now been flown abroad overnight by his billionaire parents. This guy is now in abroad. Who knows which part of abroad? We hope that we could know him and finger him out, man. This guy, Nigerian government should not just allow that guy to just go scot-free like that. No matter the position of the parents in government, this guy should be brought back to face judgment. In fact, they should be tried as an adult. There were 3 of them. Before this 12-year-old guy, Sylvester, died, he mentioned the names of 3 of them. So I believe that at least we have a name. We have a name and we have the story, how it happened. The school tried to cover it up, saying that this guy fell from wherever while playing football, blah, blah, blah. They always try to cover up. Look at the 14-year-old girl in Abuja who also died. They found condom in her private part. Vagina, man. They found condom there. That means a male teacher could have done that to her, raped her mercilessly, and the condom got stuck in there. This girl from there, infection, blah, 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 before they could know it, she's gone. But I don't know why parents fail to act fast, give their children best of the treatment when these kind of things happen. At least they are rich. They pay millions for this school. Why can't they pay millions to at least take their child to the best hospitals? They do rubbish things that sometimes when I think about it, it makes me go crazy, man. Look at one of David's, one of that school of Deeper Life in Akwa Ibom. Look at how they covered it up. A lot of cover-ups have been happening, but I feel that, man, if your child is in boarding school, it's high time you start bringing them out and put them in a private school where they could go and come back and you see your child, No one would like to pay millions only to see that the child ends up dying. A lot of people have been molested sexually, beaten mercilessly in school. I heard of some where they have to even beat them, use hot iron on them, and being threatened that if they talk, this is done by fellow students. That's the worst part of it. Even male students too, raping girls too in schools now. And when you talk, the school want to cover up. Even the churches, the school owned by churches, are also covering up. They say, we have to protect the church. We have to protect the church, forgetting that finally the same God they are saying they want to protect his church is still the one that is going to judge these same people, all these evil acts that people are committing. So why don't you even start now to show example of that good ambassador for Christ by even exposing the people who are behind all this nonsense and put them to jail for life, man. Also, the security agencies, our law enforcement agencies, the government, they should also sit up, man. Sit up. These are happening to our own people, our own citizens. Man, we are treated bad outside, also in our country. Things are also going wrong. Everybody's just looking the other way around. Well, we hope that the Lagos state government will not just look the other way, just as other states have been doing. They cover up things. I don't know how much these schools have to even pay them to just keep quiet. Education board keeping quiet. But Lagos state now, they said the school have been closed indefinitely till further notice. That's good, man. We applaud them for that. But we hope that this guy, Sylvester, man, will get justice because this guy's soul is not resting in peace at all. He died a painful, terrible death. Man, despite the fact he complained to the parents could have at least changed the school for him. Come on, man, you guys are rich. Must you pay for your child to die now? How do you feel? So that is it. Parents should pick up details from their children, and when they are complaining about something happening to them in school or teacher, whatever, they should not scare them. Believe in them, even if they are lying. Pay attention to the lies and pick out which part is the truth and which part is the lie. At least change the school for your child. If your child is not doing well in school, change the school. Even you who is in Europe here, things like that happens too. Bullying by teachers, by students also happens in Europe, Western worlds too. It's not only in Africa or in Nigeria. So that is it. So, well, the school head trying to cover up, though the autopsy is out. That's one good thing that I love there. The autopsy is out saying that this guy drank a chemical which is very toxic, harmful to the body. Definitely, that when that guy was in pain, this poison have circulated all over his body, into his bloodstream. He couldn't even breathe well anymore, destroying his livers, kidneys, shutting down organs, even his intestine, burning from throat to the stomach, everywhere burning. Oh, Lord, this guy died a painful death, I'm telling you. Then you think, how did these students get this chemical? You don't need a prophet to tell you. They have science lab there. In the laboratories there are chemicals. So that means the chemicals were just let loose like that these students could just go lay hands on it and force this guy to drink. What is three deadly bullies to do this kind of thing? It means that these guys must have done dangerous things too in the past. Some of these bullies are those ones who even they brought back home. No school abroad even agrees to admit them. So the parents have to bring them back and put them in this kind of school. Though bringing them back to put them in boarding school, they feel that is where they could be trained, they could be tortured, not tortured, like tutored well, discipline them well, teach them manners, how to respect and behave well. But, well, the school don't care. All they want is the money. So they just equally allow the children to do whatever they want to do. Where is the house prefect? Where are those teachers that are supposed to be in those dormitories to go around in the night and check what is happening? Or what about the security in that school? At least they were supposed, when that guy was shouting, when they were beating him mercilessly, where were other students? Where were the securities? Where were the teachers? Nobody had any shouting. Oh, my Lord. People are suffering. You send your child to school, they get raped, they get beaten, gay teachers, raping guys, lesbian teachers, fingering female girls. Well, what do we say in all this? Man, private school is now the best to start thinking. People should start relocating their children from boarding to private. So please pay attention. You who is there in Nigeria, in Africa, make sure your child goes to a private school, like a day school where they could go and come back at home. You see them, you ask them questions, you know what is going on with them by the day. All right, a word is enough for the wise. Well, Sylvester, I say rest in peace, but I pray that justice will speak for you at the end, and this guy should be locked up behind bars for life, at least. Maybe 100 years would be good for them, so that others could take lessons. And this school, if possible, should be closed at least, like they said, indefinitely. Maybe shut down the school forever, just shut it down, so that other schools will pay attention and start, checkmating the students very well to ask them what's the problem, are they passing through anything. At least put a suggestion box, put a box there, and where students who are scared of coming to report to teachers, because sometimes teachers too bully them a lot. So at least these students can come and write a letter explaining what is happening without even putting their name, becoming anonymous. At least just write in detail what is happening, who is tormenting them, who is bullying them, who is harassing them. They could just drop it in that box where the disciplinary teacher or whatever could come and pick those letters and read it, and then they could fish out the bad eggs in that school and maybe expel them or even punish them, or tell their parents to change the school for them because they would not like those bad elements to continue to spoil the name of the schools. Yes, in those days, boarding house used to be great, but that is not to say that these things did not start in the past. It started in the past, just that those days were no social media for people to expose this kind of evil crimes happening. But now there are social medias, and now people are now exposing it. People are speaking out. There are videos flying around here and there. Though before we just hear these things as rumor, but now thanks to social media where this are being exposed by the day, and we hope that the government of Nigeria will start looking into schools, checkmating them, and anyone found call people like teachers harassing students, having sex with them, and all those kind of crazy things teachers do to students or students to students. At least they should checkmate all these things and see that all these things come to a stop once and for all, and let the justice speak for this guy, man. Speak for all those who have been harassed in the past and bullied, sexually assaulted. Even many are just silent because many don't even have the strength to fight the schools, the authorities, because they just want to say, leave it for God, man. So all they have to do is to remove their child from the school and put in a different school. But I believe me, many parents have seen their children, their female or male children, pass through this nonsense so that they are keeping quiet. But now these things are happening. Oh man, parents will start thinking the other way around because it's increasing by the day in Nigeria. Boarding houses, this is increasing. Even day schools too is also happening. Cultism, you see students in the secondary school being initiated into cultism. Also, even in primary schools now, students are being initiated into cultism. What is happening? What are we growing as a new generation of Nigeria? That means, are we saying that we're going to have more of terrorist kind of children growing up, more crime? Growing more crimes. That's how I see it. People are not being educated anymore, but they go to school and turn out to be beasts. So, well, government, this is the only thing you can do. Change the system. Only them can change it. We can only try, but the government can do more. They can do more and checkmate all the schools once and for all to stop all these things, so that we can send our children to school and sleep well. Have this peace of mind that the teachers are handling them well, the school is handling them well. All right, tell me your thoughts, your suggestion in the comment section. Yeah, that's all I have to say, man. I'm Chi, as usual, yours ever. Remember to show me love by liking my video, share to friends on WhatsApp, Facebook. Please share this video to your friends on Facebook and WhatsApp, especially those in Nigeria. Let it go. Spread it there on WhatsApp, Facebook, okay? I'm out of here, man. I'm Chi. Ciao.